new to my content, please go ahead and smash the like button right now and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for updates. Also, be sure to follow us on other social media platforms such as Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook, Rumble, Blue Sky. I think that's all of them. Make sure you follow us there. Today, I would like to provide a very basic update on what I've learned from the first hearing of House Bill 160. So the first thing I learned is that we do have some people on the committees, the Judiciary Committee. We do have a few people who actually are trying to find some type of negotiation, some type of common ground. But it is, hard. The person that is sponsoring this, um, he said that uh, he said he wanted to try to find something that would pass. The guy who's the primary sponsor for this bill, his name is Brian Stewart. He is a Republican. The committee is a very diverse committee mixed up of Democrats and Republicans, blacks and whites. I think they have a pretty diverse committee. So I think they have some good input that they put in with Mr. Stewart. And Mr. Stewart said he was willing to listen to some things to see if we could, make some tweaks to the bill. But at the end of the day, I still gonna have the town hall on May the 7th, and we're also having one in Cincinnati on 4/12. Shout out to my peoples in Cincinnati, Ashley and Piehead Genius, and Trap Naturals and the rest of the groups that helped make that possible in Cincinnati. Appreciate y'all. I'm glad we're doing this. We're going to be doing our town hall in Columbus at the Metropolitan Library on May the 7th from 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. So it will be time to ask questions, talk to our discussion panel, which we're formulating right now. What's up, Robert? How you doing? So yeah, normally I would be on my computer and I would have things popping up on the screen and all that, but obviously you can see that I'm not at my computer right now. I just give you a clue where I might be at. So, you know, this is an important time for us to continue to spread the good word about how we can actively try to stop them from passing 160 in this current form. So I'd like to go through some of the things I heard during the hearing that concerned me greatly. This willingness to impose penalties for people with cannabis in their car. I'll give you an example. They're saying something like, if you had cannabis in your car, it has to either be in your trunk or it has to be in somewhere where you can't reach it. Now, if there's a passenger in your car and they got cannabis in their pocket, they can still get in trouble. They also want to restrict and ban sharing of cannabis, so there would be no more sharing with your neighbors and your friends. All that would be over if they pass this law. I don't know how they would enforce such a law, but this would be the law, and the governor would happily sign it. So what we're trying to do here is get people together to come up with a counter amendment that actually still helps find common ground between the House and the Senate and gives everybody a little bit of what they're looking for. House Bill 160 doesn't lower the home grow count, but what it does do is it does make it more restrictive as far as them saying you can't give any homegrown weed to any of your friends or family. And no, that's not going to happen. People are going to keep doing that until they die. I don't think that this is a reasonable part of the bill to think that that's something we should have in there. Also, what we're fighting for is the social equity fund and the community fund. Now, in this hearing, I learned that they would like to compromise on that because in the Senate, they want to just take it away altogether. However, in House Bill 160, they want to reduce the community fund from 36% to 20%. And then when we asked about the social equity program, Mr. Mr. Stewart, Representative Stewart, seemed like he didn't think that they would be able to get enough votes to pass it if the social equity program was in there. Just so you understand, that's 36% of the recreational sales would have went to things like expungement, getting a dispensary license, getting a cultivation license. There were actually 50 dispensary licenses and 30 cultivation licenses set aside within issue 2 for people like me and you, or whoever's watching this video right now, so we can get ourselves legally into the cannabis market. And this was so close to happening until we learned last year with the legislations they tried to pull last year that they were trying to undo everything, including the social equity account. And, we had to follow the money and say, what's going on? You guys made $300 million. Why can't we have our cut? And then, another thing on the chopping block is that they want to give the city the community fund, but instead of giving it to them indefinitely, they only want to give it to them for 5 years. So, and then he said, well, I didn't see anybody submit any plans on what they would do with such a cut of money. So when it comes to these programs, equity, things like that, we have to build this stuff from scratch, and then we need to show them why we need the money. Because if we don't have no reason to get the money, they're not going to give it to us. They're going to put it in a general fund and play with it and take themselves out to dinner and leave us sitting in the dark in the shadows. So it's important that we get the word out that these town hall meetings are happening, and we're going to try to do as many as we can between now and the time they decide to make a final vote. As soon as we find out when the hearing is that we'll be able to testify at, I will release the information as quickly as possible and help guide you to how to fill out the paperwork and how to submit testimony. We're going to do a whole workshop on that at some point, because I think people think when you submit testimony, it's just like when you get in there and just air your dirty laundry frustration with the medical program or whatever. And that's not how testimony works. The testimony has to be targeted to whatever the amendment is, has to be less than 5 minutes long, and it can't have any inappropriate language. It can't have slangs in it. It can't, they won't, what will happen is they won't accept it. So it has to be professional. It has to be respectable. If you get up there and say something negative or nasty about one of these people at the panel, they will not allow you to come back. So, it is the state house and it's the people's house, but we also have to respect the legislators. Even if we don't agree with them, we still need to show them some respect, because someday maybe we will find common ground, hopefully soon, and we could come up with an amendment that basically prevents any further tampering with it unless it's through a ballot initiative. But at this point in time, if we don't stop them, they could potentially be making cannabis illegal again in so many different ways. I can't even cram it all into the video. They want to affect housing by saying that you can get evicted from your house for cannabis use, and they're saying things like, well, if your employer decides he doesn't want cannabis workers at his company, he can put in a drug-free workplace, and then if you get caught with cannabis in your system, they could terminate you, and then you would not be able to collect unemployment. I have a huge problem with that. Huge problem with that. You put some people out of a job right now. You're basically telling companies to go back and rewrite their policy to target cannabis consumers. It seems like they're giving instructions for discrimination, if you ask me, because we are a separate community of people from all walks of life, all different looks and likes, beliefs, everything. Cannabis community nationwide is probably bigger than any political party. You understand what I'm saying? There's millions of people in Ohio who love cannabis. I know this for a fact, okay? So we're reaching 100 here, 200 there, 300. We need to hit like 10, 50,000 people to get them activated and rallied up to stand against the state legislator with House Bill 160. And this basically said, this isn't the will of the people. We can give you a lot of good ideas that might be helpful, but we can't let you destroy what we've worked so hard to get. We've only had it for barely 2 years, and already trying to reverse it and make things complicated. Do I think people should be riding around smoking in their car driving? No. But what I do know is that many people who are renters don't have a refuge place to smoke at, so sometimes they will have to just smoke in a parking lot at their car, in their car at the apartment complex, where no one's going to care, with or without the windows rolled up, right? So I think that, combustion should have its own areas. Like, maybe we get some parks, put a combustion area in the park. People can go to the park, it's wide open, there's air. But then they would try to say, well, what about fires? What if somebody drops something? Thanks, Mastamynd. We were just $3 shy of hitting our $100 goal, but Mama Mastamynd just closed the loop on that. So every month I have to raise $100 on YouTube to get paid. If I don't raise $100, I don't get anything from this other than the fact I know that I'm getting to the people and I'm helping people, and that's rewarding enough for me. But that extra little $100 that comes in every now and then, that does help pay for expenses to the channel and the equipment that we're purchasing, and also the travel that we make to go to these different places. If you're interested in being a volunteer reporter for Ohio Cannabis Live, email me at info@ohiocannabislive.com, and we'll talk about it, see if you're a good fit. We are looking for people in Cleveland, Cincinnati, Toledo, Dayton, Canton, Springfield. So we're looking. Hey, Jimmy just gave out some memberships. Oh, you just renewed your membership. Okay. So yeah, Jimmy's got a membership. If you don't have a membership right now, you're probably missing out on all the little extra things I do. Tell him, Jimmy. And thank you, Jimmy and Lynette, for being my moderators. I couldn't be on here doing this without you helping make sure I don't mess up. And as far as um, yeah, strength in number. That's right, Mama Mastermind. So yeah, I'm just going through the usual spat with my pancreas. It's not acting right now, or it's trying to act out. But that's not going to stop me, as you can see. And it's important to relay this information to as many people as possible that the Ohio House Bill 160 can be canceled. They can just scrap it all together, or it can be modified with some consumer input. So that's why I think it's important to allow people to be able to learn the testimony process, and don't be afraid of it. You don't have to show up there. You can send it in writing, but I will be honest with you, showing up in person is much more impactful than showing up on a piece of paper. It does go on the record. Your name will be in the file, but you being there personally is going to be much better and much easier than you being in the file. You can be in both. You can do both. You could even come down there and record it if you want. You sign a paper and you can pull out your phone and get a tripod, just like I did, and you can record your own video of what's going on. And then you can talk about your reactions. It's not hard to do. Let me empower you to do so. And shout out to all the other people who are now putting these videos out to try to help people know what's going on, because I cannot do it by myself. I can only be on so many platforms at one time. I can only put out so much content at one time. So kudos to all the other folks who are now creating these new podcasts. I look forward to working with you in the future. And don't hesitate to reach out and ask me to help you with your podcast. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because there's no need to do that. Who's that on here? Is that? Oh, really? Is that what happened? Somebody didn't. Mean Beans on here too. I see you get the gas. What y'all medicating on right now? I forgot to ask y'all. What y'all medicating on? And what you got planned for this weekend? Anybody taking any trips? I know I'm not. Anybody doing any special stuff? Obviously it's supposed to rain. Let me go ahead and get you updated on the forecast right now. So currently, um, we're kind of got a gloomy, hazy, foggy thing going on right now. However, the weather folks did indicate they believe we will still receive some strong storms or some heavy torrential rain tonight. So it's important that, depending on what area you live in, and I'm gonna show y'all this. This is our current situation right here. This is your Friday 420 weather forecast by Mastermind. And if you would like to be a sponsor, this is an opportunity for you to be a sponsor of my channel. Email me info@ohiocannabislive.com. Who knows? Maybe we're doing the weather with you, sponsored by you. So, but what I wanted to show you all is this. This is the storm that everybody's been talking about. And as you can see, I'm in Columbus. That's that blue dot. And everything from the south, we've got some rain. And you say, oh, well, that don't look like no big deal, Mastermind. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to advance this and show you what happens next, if it lets me. Let me see. Nope, it won't. It's still loading up. But basically, what's going to happen is there's going to be another wave. That's all I'm trying to tell you. So you're going to get this rain right now, especially those who are living down south to me, Waverly and all that. Shout out to Waverly. Shout out to Ironton. And shout out to all the people all over the south down there in Cincinnati. Sorry you're going to get all this rain, but we're going to get it with you later. So what I want you to do tonight is just check everything to make sure you prepare for a large amount of water to be around your property, your house, your car, because the water is going to definitely be coming. I don't know why it's not showing it on my iPads, but we're already under a flood advisory here in Columbus until it says 10:15 p.m. So looks like flooding advisory was until Sunday. So looks like they've pared it back some, but it may be different in your area. So please follow your local weatherman and your local news networks for the most accurate forecast, because I do not proclaim to be a weather forecaster. However, I am a weather nerd geek. And so I'm constantly looking at weather charts and future casts and things of that nature to see, what's coming our way. So, did we find out what y'all was medicating on? Did anybody tell me anything? Obviously, I can't medicate where I'm at right now, so I was hoping y'all would medicate for me. Bongs up. So, let's see, I get no comment. Oh, there we go. There's comments. Where we at? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm afraid to look down in the basement. What did you do? Oh, I know why you saying it now, because you'll be getting water in yours, man. Oh man, on butter stuff at 20. Okay, we'll have to talk about that later. Lynette, what butter stuff is. Yeah, you're right, Marvin. It is ridiculous. You're right, Marvin. Clean them gutters out. See, you preaching, boy. I need to do mine. Do you medicate while you're in the hospital? If so, edibles. That's a great question, Notorious, and the answer to that will be no. I do not medicate while I'm in the hospital, um, and because of the sensitivity of my pancreas situation, I have not been able to eat edibles for several months now, maybe a whole year. Um, I try one here and there, like a little 10 milligram one, to see what will happen. But the last time I ate a gummy, it made me very sick. And it told me, don't eat no more gummies right now to figure out more of what's going on. And at the end of the day, I'm suffering from pancreatitis and liver disease and many other conditions, but those are the two big ones. And, you know, they wanted to do an MRI on me for these two spots that are on my liver because it looks suspicious. That's all I'm going to say. And so I told them I couldn't land the machine. I was in so much pain. But they worked something out where I could get some medicine to try to help. And I was able to get the MRI done. So now I'm going to be on pins and needles waiting to see what they say about this imaging because when they saw these spots in my liver in Cleveland, they called me with concerns like, you need to get this followed up on right away. And that's what I did. Great question, Tammy. Have I tried any sprays? I have. I used to use this one that Benelli's was making. It was Tyson 2.0, but they have other generic names. But um, the spray that I had tried recently was by Ohio Green Systems, and I can't really gauge it. It's like when you spray it, it kind of looks like there's a video of me spraying it in my mouth too. It kind of looks like it's an aerosol type deal. Where it's like literally like smoke was coming out my mouth. I never had a spray when you go and then you see smoke coming out your mouth. So it does look kind of cool. Like did he just vaporize or smoke that spray? What happened? And it'd be like in your mouth you seeing smoke coming out your mouth. I, so the spray's effectiveness, I think, is going to be determined by which strains they use to produce that spray and the quality of the oil they use to extract it. Whether this was what we would call nug run or premium run, where they're using premium buds to extract the oil, or where they're just using random scraps and just doing a base distillate THC, where they basically don't care what the plant was because they're going to strip out the THC and then they're going to add terps back into it and whatever other flavors they want to put into it. I'm sorry to hear that, F. William. Uh, thank you for the prayers. I appreciate that. I'm sorry about the loss of your friend. No synergistic effect, straight distillate. It just gives me a headache. I can imagine that. I mean, I told y'all before all about the terps. I done got everybody on terps. Everybody's all about the terps. You're stage four. Your face state. Oh, I'm sending prayers, Lucky Grove. Stage four pancreatic cancer and vaping rosin is keeping me eating. Is it keeping me? I certainly respect and understand what you're saying, Lucky Grove, because I have struggles with appetite as well, and for many years, cannabis was an aid in helping me with that problem. So I'm glad that that's helping you. Um, but again, everybody in the group, please keep Lucky Grove in your prayers. Um, they have stage four pancreatic cancer, and that ain't no joke. Um, did they ask you about taking your pancreas out, Lucky Grove, by chance? Hey, big time buds and tattoos. Hey, cheers to you. Thanks for coming in. You press the rosin, decarb it, and then capsule it. Yeah, I heard a lot of people doing this capsuling thing and the suppository. Anybody else making homemade suppositories? I mean, I know you laugh. It sounds funny, but it's not because people with colon cancer have been known to use the suppositories to help with their pain, and it worked. So I got educated at school by somebody who done it and is doing it, and I learned a lot. So, although it sounds gross and funny, some people this is the only way they can get it to work for them. Um, and if it works, it works. And I'm hearing that the suppositories work, and I'm hearing that the capsules work. Whether you buy them in the dispensary or whether you make them yourself, as long as you make them properly and safely, um, you should be all right. But again, I done tried to make homemade stuff before and it went horribly wrong. Mastermind could grow some weed, but I cannot make no edibles. I'm not good at that. They were just way too strong, man. I'll never forget the time me and my buddy went to Springfield, and I had some pancakes, but I had made some can butter, and I just in a hurry slapped a stick of butter on there, threw my syrup in there, threw it in the microwave, and I just wolfed it down. Then totally forgot that this was infused butter. Got like outside of Springfield, was like, my dude was like, "Hey man, you all right? You all right?" I was like, "I don't know, man. The pancakes, the pancake. They're like, so what are you talking about, man? I ate a pancake with butter on it." My dude's like, "What's so special about that, dude? That I don't follow." It was infused, and I was like, when I say it hit hard, it hit hard. It hit Mastermind like a ton of bricks. Then we was going to the dispensary. I got in the dispensary. I was like, "Hi everybody." My voice was all weird, and I was like, "It was like, Anthony, you all right?" I was like, "I'm fine. I'm okay, y'all." I wanted to get home so fast. I got home and did not get back up the rest of the day. Like, never gonna have can of cakes. Is that what we gonna call them? Can of pancakes or can of cakes? Won't be eating those no more. All right, Marvin. Well, you take care, man. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, what's up, Craig? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you on here. Hey, Captain Green Toker. Yeah, big time, bud. You have a great weekend too. No, I didn't think he was doing anything weird, but like I said, I didn't mean to go off script there a little bit, but something else that we can talk about in regards to House Bill 160 is their elimination of delivery, the elimination of other methods of consumption. They're not adding any new qualifying conditions. That's something else that I think should be happening for the medical patients. And then they're trying to merge the recreational deal with the medical deal, which would basically just kill the rest of the medical program more or less because what they plan on doing is saying, hey, it is not economically smart to make low THC products for medical patients when they can make the high THC products for the recreational user and make more money. I'm just telling you, I'm looking at it from every angle. Like, you know, right now people looking for stuff like they get up in Michigan, and Michigan has the ultimate surplus right now. I mean, that's what it is. That's why it's so cheap. That's why it's so many people going up there. They got a shopping mall up there. Did y'all know that? They got a shopping mall full of weed and full of dispensaries. Everything you could think of, Backpack Boys, Cookies, King of Buds, Puff, whatever. They got every dispensary you could think of at the state line. They even got a dispensary called State Line. How about that? So, Ohio needs to wake up. Michigan has billboards everywhere. Come to this dispensary, come to that, come in and get a free quarter. We don't have nothing like that here. We don't have no get nothing free. Ain't nothing free in Ohio. Show me something in Ohio that's free. This in the weed game. It's not, but it's supposed to be. Instead of us paying $25, $30 for a pre-roll, it should be free with our purchase. Just like they do up north. Hey, you spent $50 today, we'll give you a free pre-roll. That's how it should be because you have no idea how old the weed is in that pre-roll. They put a label on it in Michigan, but most times there is a label on it. You'll find out it's old. It's old stuff. Yes, there were people. They weren't necessarily giving out samples. Hey, Craig, appreciate you, brother, with the super chat, the sticker, man. I appreciate you. What people were doing was they basically thought everything that wasn't under the cannabis law fell under the hemp bill, and the people was thinking they could just do everything under the guise of hemp, THCA, and that ain't what it is. Those people have not even read the hemp laws. They haven't even looked at they haven't even called the Department of Agriculture yet to get the rules. But at the end of the day, we're trying to protect patients' rights. We're trying to keep our program going, and Michigan's medical program is pretty much dead. You know what I mean? Thanks again, Craig, for the super chat, man. You just took us over our goal. We got $100 now. We can get a check in the mail. And those who are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, getting into the partner program used to be harder, but now it's easier. You only need 500 subscribers. When I started, you need 1,000, and you have to have informative or entertaining content in order for you to be monetized. Obviously, they consider this stuff new stuff, informative. They used to ding me all the time every time I hit my bong on camera or do a dab or something. It's always sending me a message. This video is inappropriate. Blah 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 blah. And I would just get so mad, and I just go post it on Instagram or somewhere. But I like my YouTube folks. I like seeing y'all every Friday. We've been doing this since 2019. Can you believe that? It's been almost 6 years that I've been sitting up here, whether I'm at home, on the road, in the car, doing these live streams, trying to help people know what the hell is going on with these weed laws. They keep changing it and confusing us. So again, I think the most important thing is to make sure you've RSVP for one of my town halls. I'm trying to do Cleveland. So for those in Cleveland, I ain't forgot about you. I'm trying to get somebody to help me start one there. If you got a venue in Cleveland we can use for a town hall, email me at info@ohiocannabislive.com, and the subject put Cleveland Town Hall, and let me know if you found a place we can have it. We need to be able to get at least 100 people in the room, and it got to be chairs. It's got to be clean. It's got to be safe. There got to be bathrooms. It has to have handicap parking, and preferably on a one level. So I don't want people to have to climb elevators and steps to get to a meeting. I want to be able to walk right into a place and go right into the meeting. And we'll have a couple of little refreshments there probably. You already know how Mastamynd does it. If you've been to any events I've done, there's always something there to get. Y'all should know by now. You won't know until you come show up and see what I got. So definitely keep that in mind. I know people can't travel that far. That's why I'm doing one in Cincinnati, and I'm doing one in Columbus, and I'm looking at doing one in Canton, Dayton, Springfield possibly, Toledo, Akron. So any of these places, if you know a place and people who will help us with the venue, maybe free. Maybe we can use a library in your town. That's what we're doing here in Columbus. We're using a library. So maybe you can sign up with your library and reserve us a place and help us get your town up to speed on these laws. It's my thinking and what I'm hearing that they're planning on voting on House Bill 160 by the end of June. So that means that we have the rest of April, hopefully, and probably a better part, hopefully some part of May. Don't quote me on this because they can do whatever they want. For us to be able to get our voices heard properly, to get our testimony to their desks so they can hear it. I do feel like the vibe with the House is different from the Senate, whereas the folks on the committee had already kind of put their own proposals together for this initial meeting, and they had a lot of questions that made sense. And there are definitely some concerns about this new recriminalization effort by making it illegal to smoke in your car, or if your buddy's smoking in the car, he's in trouble. All these new things where somebody could face jail time, penalties, and lose your license all in the same deal for a joint. So we definitely need to push back on this, as far as we do need to figure out public consumption in a way that respects others who don't want to be smelling it. I do get that. We can agree on that part. And I think that just having the right places to do it at, whether it's inside or outside, will solve that problem for sure. And if you got private property, you got land, maybe you could put a park on your land, and maybe we could just do something like that, where we rent land off somebody and make it an outdoor refuge where people in the summer can come there and hang out, play music, play video games, and consume without any fear because it's private property. And so, right now, if they pass this, you won't be allowed to smoke past your porch. Imagine that. You had to smoke on your porch. Who would do that? Why would you? People in your business. So, and some people rent and they can't smoke in their house. They can't smoke on the property. They go smoke in their car. So for some people, it's a refuge. It's where they're at. They're not driving around necessarily smoking and putting people's lives at risk. And if you look at the numbers, man, most of these accidents, these things, these crimes, they have nothing to do with the cannabis community at all. Nothing. Nobody was like, oh man, they were high on weed and they killed a bunch of people. That ain't happening. That ain't not happening. Canna Pure. Okay, what's that? Oh yeah, hey, them pancakes caught you slipping, bro. you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied yet. Well, the thing, and that's the thing you bring up, that Captain Green Toker. The testing is so different because we have 5 or 6 testing labs. I'm going to hopefully be getting with the one in Columbus to do some content to help show people how this works, how they do it, have them run some tests so you can see what it's really like. It's not just people sitting out back in the building smoking weed. It's actually like science. Um, and testing labs, you know, uh, people feel like they have something to gain. Now, maybe in other states where it's way more relaxed, I could see that. But in the state of Ohio, where they're literally watching every move you make in the facility and recording it in real time, it's much harder to do things you shouldn't. And for those who have done things they shouldn't do, I know all about it. And I can't even tell you about it. But I can tell you, whenever that little sneaky stuff was going on for some of these people, oh, they got their hands smacked for real. Big time. So I know that there are people, there's always going to be bad actors anywhere. I mean, there's going to be people that are doing things they shouldn't be doing and getting away with it, however they're getting away with it. But there are people who try to do things and they did not get away with it and then they got in trouble. That I know for sure because I know them. So I know that there's punishments for not following the rules, especially when it comes to the cannabis and Division of Cannabis Control. And it's important that people realize that we can just do it. We can just do it. We can rebuild the cannabis community up to a level where we finally are respected in the way that we should be. So yeah, it's an important thing. Um, so yeah, I thank all of y'all for being here with me today. I really struggled. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do this because I had an MRI and these spots in my liver, they're looking weird and worrisome. So I tried to get out the MRI because it was going to hurt me. And it was like, nah, you need to really do this MRI. So I did the MRI, and so now I'm sitting here for the next couple of days on pins and needles. It's Friday night. I doubt I get the results today, just to see what these 2 spots are on my liver, if they're that thing or not. I'm hoping and banking they haven't been that thing all this time, but you never know until you get it looked at. 710 Labs in Michigan. He said their lab had particulates in it. I'm not surprised. Um, you know, there are these companies THC shopping. What that is basically going to a lab and getting them to inflate your THC numbers for a bag of money. It does happen. Whether it's happening here or not, I have no such evidence of that, and I haven't been to all the testing labs, so I can't go on speculation and rumors. I would need some hardcore facts, evidence, pictures, videos, testimony. But I can't say that that's going on here because, you know, unless we're getting numbers that are, I mean, we have a cap here. So, like, anything over that, they can't even use. So imagine you try to rig something up and it goes wrong and it goes 45% THC and you can only go to 35. Now you cannot use that product. That happens. So they might make some stuff, grow some stuff, and it'd be too strong, and then they have to modify or destroy it and lose the money. So that could happen. Well, before I wrap it up, I'm going to ask y'all what y'all having for dinner. Make sure you leave that in the comments. For me, I'm not eating yet, so I don't know if I'm going to get to eat anything today or not. Yeah, it's Terra Senna's house brand, yeah. E been fresh and burning lately. Okay. Really? Alright, I got the neighborhood stuff isn't that bad. I mean, I tried it. When I tried it, it was dry. It was definitely dry. And I'm gonna go support the motherland for dinner. What the hell? What is the motherland, man? What is that? Is that a restaurant? It sounds like the icon looked like, I ain't gonna say what the icon looked like. What the mothership? What did you call it, Jimmy? What is it called? The motherland for dinner. What they serving there at the motherland? You ever heard that, Tina? The motherland? I heard of the mothership. You got me want to look it up now. Motherland. Is that, where's it at? He said those are supposed to be Chinese. Well, they're having a tough day over there in China, I bet. I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, you said a Chinese restaurant. You eating from the motherland, brother? Anybody else eating from the motherland? Man, it's like the internet here is so slow, man. I'm like trying to get to load up. Motherland. Oh, see, that's named after a movie, y'all. There was a movie called Motherland. Is it in Cleveland or East Cleveland? I'm gonna find out. Nah, Jim, you gotta send me a link to that, man. I can't find it. Anyway, anybody else eat anything? Anybody else? I'm trying to get my comments back up. The Motherland China. I don't know about that. But okay. I just used the name for China. Okay. Gotcha. Pizza ate last night. Hey, nothing wrong with the leftovers sometimes. Anybody else eating good tonight in the neighborhood? Let me ask this. Did anybody have any storm damage last night from that storm? I was up in the hospital looking out the window like, I was looking at my ring camera like, I got the video, man. If y'all want me to put it out there, you want to see what the storm going through my house from a ring perspective. It's intense for about 30 seconds. You're gone. Stop it, man. Chicken and dumplings. Okay. We were lucky. Lost rain, lots of rain, wind, but nothing bad. Okay, Cleveland. Yeah, I was wondering how Cleveland fared because it looked like Columbus is getting hit most of the time. I think we're going to be in the bullseye again this time as well. Maybe pizza. Yeah, I got it back up. Mr. Hero. There's a Mr. Hero in Cleveland? Is that right? Pizza. Okay. Anybody else? Mr. Hero. Is Cleveland Crows fan? Is it really a Mr. Hero there? I did not know that. I've only eaten Mr. Hero one time. You're going to rain in Cleveland, 7, 8 p.m. About to take Atticus for a quick walk now. All right, brother. I'll holler you later, man. Thanks for being here, Jimmy. Happy belated birthday, Captain Green Tucker. I'm sorry I missed it, brother. Celebrating another year on Earth, brother. You do anything special this weekend for your birthday, brother? Captain Green Tucker, you got birthday plans this weekend? You don't have to share it with me. I'm just asking. I'm just being nosy. Oh, it's in Mansfield. Oh, there is a Mr. Hero in Mansfield? Really? Okay. Ooh, Terry, meatloaf and baked potatoes. That sounds yummy. Everybody in the chat wish Captain Green Tucker a birthday. Go. Now. I want to see him coming up. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Let's go. Let's get it going. We can't put the dollars on there for you, Cap. We can at least show you that love, though. You got to check out Cosmic Dave's sub if you come find one. Cosmic Dave. Never heard of him. You ever heard of that, Tina? Cosmic Dave? Nah, Tina's here today. See, I'm not alone now. You just missed my own mastermind was actually sitting right here just a minute ago. She left, but you missed my own mastermind. She was here. Shrimp and you ate shrimp and play video games all day. Okay. You're probably full then, aren't you? See, it's your birthday week, right? Our birthday can't just be one day. It gotta be the whole week. It gotta be the weekend, and maybe that following Monday. You gotta have a good birthday, brother. What else we got going on here? What else? All right, I see them. Happy birthdays coming in. All right, well, I gotta get off here, everybody. But I appreciate y'all being here on the stream with me every Friday. And we're gonna keep going. It doesn't matter where I'm at. Honestly, you're seeing that. We gotta get the information out. So hopefully some of you can come to the town hall. I'll repeat those dates again. The town hall in Cincinnati is on April the 12th at the coffee house. The flyer is on my social media. You can RSVP on ohiocannabislive.com/events. Got expo in the brain. The town hall that we're having in Columbus is scheduled to be on May the 7th at the Columbus Metropolitan Library, located here in Columbus, Ohio. That town hall will be from 4:30 to 8 p.m. And again, our goal here is to go over what the current law is, talk about these amendments that they're trying to do, and then get feedback and just have a discussion of what we can do to work together as a community to stop these bills from passing in their current form, and trying to figure out how we can negotiate with them to make them back off. And I feel like the only way to really do that is to give them some money somehow. So we're going to figure this out, but we're going to keep doing it. Thank you, Lynette, for the prayers. Appreciate that. Thank y'all all for being here. I'm going to stay strong. See, I'm not sitting in no hospital bed. This is like a hospital bed to you? Can you tell that I've been awake for 3 days? You can't tell, can you? Do I look sleepy? Maybe. But yeah, when I have these flare-ups, man, I can't sleep. Look at my guy on there. My guy, shout out to my guy Pete from Dayton, Ohio, my hometown. Love you too, bro. Thanks for showing my guy some love, man. You never know who's gonna be on the stream. Who knows me from my childhood? I've known Pete since I was 11 years old, man. It's my guy. Please don't send too many Yeah, sorry about that, man. It's a stupid automated thing, man. It does that sometimes. It's trying to. We gotta. You see this thing called Botrix, something Captain Green Toker taught me about, and it's like an automated moderation tool. So it helps Jimmy and Lynette moderate anything that might be an issue. So I didn't know it was gonna flag you for the capital letters part. That's kind of weird, but okay. I have to keep an eye on how that works. Um, yeah, I want to see all the messages. Here we go. Yeah, sorry about that, fam. It just automatically does these things. This AI. He said, this is my bro. He deserves all caps. Thank you, brother. Man, it's all right. It's just a computer. Yeah, people forget when you're doing stuff, they don't follow you, so they call you right in the middle of the stream and expect you to answer their call. But that's not going to happen. But anyway, I do thank all y'all for being here, and I'm gonna get off here so I can get to rest. And I'm not probably gonna rest, but just gonna probably sit in this chair until I start feeling better. And I will talk to y'all on the next stream. Again, happy birthday to Captain Green Toker. I'm sending prayers to everybody else who might be having something going on and stressing them out right now. So I'm gonna pray for you right now. And I just want you to know I do silent prayers. I'm not good at all the out jargon. But I pray for all of y'all to have a great, safe weekend. Hopefully your basement don't flood or your house don't flood. And just know that Mastermind cares about all of you, even the ones who are watching this on the replay. And I look forward to hearing your stories and whatever else you want me to know about you. And I'm always available to you. You've got my email, you've got my phone number. I'm everywhere. So don't hesitate to call me or message me with questions about cannabis, heck, questions about technology, questions about life. It doesn't matter. That's what friends are for, and that's what family's for. So again, thank all of y'all for being here, for being with me in these tough times I'm going through. And I'll see you all on the next stream. Peace. Hmm. It's acting weird. I don't know if it stopped it or not. It's just spinning.